Okay, so how the material type is controlling, material type controlling to the material master record. Okay, the same way, the for vendor master record also one of the factor is controlling. Okay, so the entire vendor master record, one of the factor which is controlling, that is the vendor account group. Okay, so material type generally same attributes related will be considering as a one material type. Like all the kind of the raw materials we are considering one raw material. So you must be aware about that some of the standard material types you should be aware about that. That is like ROH, raw material.
Semi-finished, finished.
Yeah. So these are the codes, standard codes. It is okay. They are FERT finished goods.
Yeah.
Okay. Then HALB semi finished goods. Okay. So like you have so many material types are there. Okay, how are trading goes. Okay, you must be checked that you can must be aware about that. These are we are using standard. Okay, okay, how we are using 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 as a standard plant purchasing organization like SAP, which is providing some sample standard ones which you can use. Okay, analogy, non-stock materials. Okay, like we have so many things are there. Okay, so just cross check that. Okay, all this material type. Okay, so we have 10 to 12 we have. You can just cross check that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now we are talking about the vendor master record. Vendor master record is controlling by okay vendor account group. Okay. So how we are defining the vendor account group? Okay. So how how it is like grouping like group together like if suppose he is the domestic vendor, that means local vendor. Okay, so he is supplying from only in your country. Okay, then import vendor, abroad vendor. Okay, he is supplying from the other than my country, so from different countries he is supplying. He is not a local vendor, he is supplying from the different local. Okay, service vendor, so he is only doing the services like urban clamp. Okay, magic breaks. There are so many services we have, right? So those are the services vendors. Okay, then if you have maybe you can define like that. Okay, I have the partners, different partners are there. Suppose Amazon is there. Amazon will take only orders. They will not supply the goods. So in that case, maybe supplier will be different, the main supplier will be different. Okay, so the order will be received different and the main supplier will be different. So you can define your own style after vendor account group how you want to, based on your client recommend you can define. So generally we will be defining like domestic, import, service, financial vendors. Okay, packing vendors like that, subcon vendors like we can define like that. Okay, clear. And again, the account group, okay, where you will be defining that OMSG is the transaction code to create the vendor account group, and OMSJ is the which is for the number range. I hope we already discussed this vendor account group, how to create that and how it is controlling that. If you remember,
XK01.
sorry,
XK01 to create
Ah,
vendor.
correct, exactly. Okay, so OMSG is the creation of vendor account group and number range if you want to be assigned, then it is the OMSG. Okay. So this is I already discussed, but I will just show you that how to create again. Okay, so then for interview purpose, I'm just explaining about the controls, how what are the controls it is like, how vendor account group is controlling that. The first step is as usual, it is a number range. Okay. So based on the number range, I can define that. Okay, based on the account group, if it is domestic vendor, starts with one. If it is import vendor, starts with two. If it is a service vendor, start with three. Okay, like we can do, right? Okay. So that is number range, and again external number range or internal number range that also I can define, right? So yesterday we just discussed, right? There is a checkbox will be there. If it is a checkbox is there, it is external, and if it is a not checkbox, it is internal number range. If it is not selected, then it is internal number range. Then other than this one, field selection control. So these are the common, okay? Field selection, number range, these are the common generally. For a metal type and account group also, it is same. So here also we have that field selection. So for each, here the limited fields we have, majorly maybe we have around 700, 600 fields are there. So directly you can do in the account group level. So we don't need any separate group creation, and group level assignments is not required. Okay. So it is already there in the default, it is there, field selection control. Okay. Then other than these three are common. Okay. Other than these three, okay, there is a one more thing is one time vendor. Okay. If you remember that last time we discussed about one time vendor. Anyone have the idea?
One time?
One time vendor.
Yeah. As and when required, any single time requirement, for that we register one. We are giving only single PO to that vendor.
Exactly. So dummy vendor. It is a duplicate vendor. Right? It is a dummy vendor. You can say that dummy vendor.
Yes.
That means that, okay, if you want to be unexpectedly, you are planning to buy from the nearest vendor. He is not registered in my company, but as emergency, I'm just going there and I'm just buying the product. Okay, to register that PO, I'm just using this duplicate vendor code. That is like dummy vendor code. That is one time vendor. Okay. So we will be creating one account group and we will be creating one vendor number. I can use the same vendor number for entirely for all the my unexpected goods, unexpected goods purchasing, right?
Yes.
Then the fifth one is partners. Okay, so partner function. So before this partner function, I will just tell you one more thing, which is vendor subrange. This is also we discussed. If this number range and external number range, so this vendor sub range and plant relevant data also we discussed last time. Did anyone have the have idea about that? What is the vendor sub range? I have given one example also. The vendor, okay, he is from the India and he is from the Nepal and he is from the Afghanistan. He is from that, so different currencies. Like suppose Amazon is there, Amazon US is there, Amazon India is there. So Amazon US, if you are buying from Amazon US, entire global they can supply. Okay, so Amazon, when you order in the Amazon US, then it is a dollars. The payment should be happen in the dollars. Then if it is Amazon India, then the payment should be happen in the INR. So the same vendor can have act like a different multiple purchasing areas, different purchasing areas. So if I want to maintain multiple currencies, multiple payment terms, multiple shipment and multiple sales, the entire purchasing data, if you want to maintain separate for the same vendor, okay, I can use the vendor subrange. Then the ranges I can maintain. One is from the India, one is from the US, one is from Australia, one is from Europe, like that I can maintain, right?
Yes.
And plant relevant data also, even we are just defined. If suppose he is the vendor, he is supplying the goods to the Hyderabad location, and he is supplying the goods to Delhi, and he is supplying location to New Jersey. Different locations, when there is a mode of transports are different, salespersons people are different, and okay, payment terms will be different, conditions will be different, incoterms are different, okay, pricing conditions are different. So in that case, how you can define that? Based on the plant relevant data, you can maintain multiple plants, you can maintain multiple data, right? So that we already had a discussion, if you remember that last time. Okay, I'll just explain again. Okay, then partner function. So these partner functions also we have defined. Okay, like if it is a main vendor is there, main vendor is just taking orders, or maybe main vendor is there just controlling that all the partners. Okay, so maybe the ordering address will be different. Okay, ordering address will be different and the payee is different. Then Okay, goods supplier will be different. Okay, invoicing party is different, right? So there are so many things can happen, right? If I'm running the big organization, an online platform, okay, so I can take orders, but I'm not doing any um, deliveries because I'm not a good supplier. Okay, if suppose we can say example, okay, Amazon will inform to the nearest local manufacturer, they will supply the goods to the my location. So that means Amazon will take only orders, okay, but order will be supplied by goods supplied by the nearest dealer, whoever the manufacturer. So the same way, the main partner will be different. Okay, the main partner we can say that VN. VN is the main partner. Then OA is the ordering address. PY is the payee. Pay means I need to pay to that amount to the that vendor. Okay, he is handling the all the financial related. So maybe financial sectors you can say like that. I have third party financial sector. They are taking care about all the payments. They will be taking care about. Then goods supplier and invoicing presented by who will be representing the invoice. Okay, all these things you can define your multiple ways. So it is not necessary. Depends on the vendor if they have that option. If they have that partners, they have multiple partners. Then you can define that. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So these are the major controls in the vendor account group. Okay. So when you creating the vendor account group, so you can define that what number it is required and okay. Why? Because if you see that field selection control, why it is field selection control it is required, field optional and display hide and why it is required. Okay. Why it is required? Can you say one example?
Yes, to control the, I mean, for example, to create a vendor name is mandatory.
Okay.
So we have to create that field as a mandatory.
Okay. Okay, I'll just give you one example. If suppose, okay, why it is very important? Because suppose if it is domestic vendor, okay, the GST number will be different. Okay, the local SIN number and tax numbers are different. Okay, and if it is abroad vendor, the tax details are registration numbers. Those are different, right? So it is not necessary every time the GSTIN number for the abroad vendor. Okay, if they have, might be they have the different numbers like they have European numbers, they have the European country, they have the own tax code, tax numbers. Okay, so when I just define that, okay, I'm just putting that if it is Indian vendor, then you must be enter the some of the details like GSTN number, local sales tax numbers, registration numbers, all these things they have to be entered. So I can put that okay, if it is domestic vendor, these are the fields are very mandatory. And if it is import vendor, then other information which is required, customs related information it is required, some other information it is required.
It's
Information
like conditions we are basically.
not condition. What information it is important when
Yes.
you creating the purchase order? What
Yeah.
information it is important purchase order for this vendor? Okay,
Yes.
it
Got
might
it.
be if it is services, then maybe services related, they might be have the different information is required, right?
Yes.
So this is the controls like that. Okay. So how we can do that? Okay, I'll just go here. Okay. So the transaction code is OMSG and OMSJ. If you don't know the transaction code, you can go to SPRO, SAP reference IMG. Okay. Then logistic general. Then you can go to business mm, vendor, business partner vendor, control, then define account groups and field selection. Okay. So you can see here, you can create your own style of the goods supplier, alternative payee, invoice presenter, who is the invoice presented, and ordering address and plans. Okay. Last time I just explained, right? STO, when you creating the STO for vendor master record, you just must be used the 0007. That is SAP which they provided like that. Okay. So So these are the different account groups. So how we can create then? Select this one and click on copy as button and create your own style of the your uh, your account group. Okay, vendor account group. Okay, just putting the spare supplier or some tier issues. I can put like some spare suppliers or tier issues spare supplier like something. I just put that. Okay, so here you can change your description as per your understanding our client. Maybe you can put a domestic vendor or another account group, service vendor group, account group like that. You can put that. Okay, then one time then the first step is which is like number ranges. Okay, you can see the number range interval here. So this is the grayed out. So you must be going the separate transaction code, that is the OMSJ. Okay, I can go here in the back. Then I can see that here the number ranges is defined. Okay, so this is the OMSJ. You can see the transaction code. This is the OMSJ. OMSJ. Okay, so you can see the first here it is different. First you have to be create the interval, number range interval. Okay, then you have to be assign the interval here. Okay, so first define the interval first, 1 2 3. So there is no groups here. Okay, so if either one only you can go external or internal. So in the metal master we have the two options, but here we can go only one, either external or internal.
Remember yesterday I was trying this number ranges and then I found three tabs in my system like interval, status.
That is
and-
different. That is a metal master. This is a vendor master.
Okay.
Okay, so you can define your own number range interval. Just check that the sequence where it is gap is there 37 and after that 71. So in between you can create 38 also. Okay, so I'll just put 38. I can go in the top and I'll put the 38. Okay, then what is the free intervals are there? I'll just check that here the free intervals. So there are no free intervals, all it is occupied. Then what you can do might be where there is a high level number ranges which is assigned. Suppose if I see that this is the 5 all 9 lines it is assigned. Okay, then I'll go somewhere. I'll just check that near the number range which is assigned. Okay. So you can see here 89999 it is there. So I can what I can do, I can adjust this one, the number, then I will put this one number here, then I will put here 99. So that what will be happen? Okay. What will be happen? This okay, this number is already up there somewhere. Okay. I'll try somewhere. It is already up there. I'll I just want to see that where there is some 99 that's all there.
Ravindra, I want to understand this logic what you are doing actually.
No, no, I'm just reducing the number range.
Hmm.
Okay, which is already occupied in the some other intervals. See, some people how they will mention, okay, they will say that okay 1 to 999 one, and they can say like 9999. Okay, then
Yes.
the other people who they are creating the account group, they cannot use that because it's already crossed the number range exceeded, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
so I'm just reducing this one to. It's like no, I don't want like this one. I'm just putting like 999 just, and I can put something like
Okay.
999. Okay.
So basically, you are reducing their number range.
Yeah, two number I'm just reducing. I'm just
Yes.
trying to
Got
reduce it.
got it.
Okay, so because I can use that number range for the some other purpose.
Right.
And so I'm just checking that where I can reduce that because there are so many intervals are there. Okay, so I can just see that here. Okay, 6995 is there, right? I'll just put that 6599. 6599. Okay, if I
Hmm.
just put like this one, okay, what will be happen? there is a gap, 6 I can use directly. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So I can put that where there is a number range. If you want to define, I can put that, and 6 5 it's done, right? What is it? 6
Yes,
5.
6 5 is done. 6 6.
Okay, 6 6. There is a gap 0. Then I'll put like this one, and I'll put all lines, so that the next people they can use 67, right? So
Right. Because
like you
yesterday
can
when I
define.
was trying, no,
Mm,
so I was just randomly trying to create number range, but it was showing that number
correct,
range is already.
correct. Okay. So that's what it is like. You can how you are defining that you can take care about that. Okay. This is 6 7. Clear?
Yes.
So you can define your number range. 6 is there. 6 7 I can take now. I can take 6 7. 6 7 9 9 years. Okay. So like you can define if you have the interval already, you can use that and 39. So I created 39 like that. Okay. So like number ranges you can create the interval. Then you can assign that number range here in the what is the interval you created. That interval you can assign to the group. Okay. Clear? And if you want to be use the external number range, you can select this external number range checkbox. Okay. But it is first time if you are not created it, you can use that. Okay. Clear?
So 38, what we have created, no, number range.
No, I didn't create it. I just skipped that.
Acha.
I just saw
Okay.
that. I
Okay.
didn't create it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the way we just need to be assigned and need to be assigned to the my account group. If it is my group, it is like TAC something. Then I can assign to that group here. Okay. So now if you can see that here, nobody not used because still it is 0. The number is status and now status is 0 means still no one is created any vendor. So I can use this one 0 directly. And I can assign to that number range the my
Account group.
my account group 0. Okay, clear? And if you want to be assigned a number range, external number range, you can select this external number range. First time only until you created one vendor number, till you created number, you can activate this external number range. Okay?
Ravindra, this 03 account group is standard.
No, it's not standard. These are all customized only. Okay, the number ranges. You can define
The,
your own self.
the this is N which is there 03. That is account number.
Interval it is. This is the
It
interval.
is interval. Then you have written 03 as a account number. From where you got that number?
03, this one only. This is the interval. See, this first we are creating one interval number. Okay, 0. I
Okay.
just creating like interval. In this interval, this is the number range. Okay,
Huh.
0 1 having that this series. 0 0 2 sorry 0 having the this series. 0 1
Yes.
having the this series. 0 2 having the this series. So now I am measuring this 0 3 to my group. Then indirectly this is the number range. There you go.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. So that assignment you are done here. Okay, I am just going to the my group which I
Huh.
created just now. For that I just assign my interval.
Okay.
Okay, so now it's directly connected to my number ranges. Okay,
Yes.
so this is the way we'll be creating the number ranges. Okay, then after that you can go to here and check that other factors. If you need to be control the field selection control, okay, field selection control, you can go which tab it is like. We have the general data tab, company code level data tab, purchasing data tab. So which data you want to go? So if I want to go for general data, okay, I can see that address, communication, control, payment terms, and they are divided in that different parts. So if I go to address, then I can see that name, it is required. Form of address, it is optional. Search term, it is a mandatory. Name too, it is optional. Like you can postal code. If you're looking that it is mandatory, then you can put it that. Okay. Postal code, city, and all. If it is required, then you can put that it is required. Okay. Clear?
Yes.
And okay, you can go next group, and you can go next group. Okay, general whatever it is there, you can go ahead. Okay, so all these things will come: address, communication, control, payment terms, contact person. So like if you go to purchasing data, in the purchasing data, if you go to purchasing data, then currency is required, terms of payment is optional, Incoterms is optional. If you want to put like this is a mandatory Incoterms, then you can put Incoterms mandatory. If you're putting that terms of payment is mandatory, then you can put terms of payment is mandatory. If you put that GR based IV is mandatory, then you must be select that checkbox, or else it won't be accepted. Okay, so like you can put this mandatory, optional, display, surplus, and all you can do. Clear?
Yes.
So this is the field selection control. You can use that all these fields, all these you can use that the tabs, separate tabs it is there. You can use that. Okay, so that is the one field selection. Then one time vendor. In case if you are planning to create this account group for the dummy vendor, then you have to be select the one time account. If you selected this one time account, then the system will be behaving like, okay, this is not my regular vendors. These are the my one time accounts. Okay, so whatever the vendor it is created, it is like just for the dummy creation. Okay, so this is a one time account checkbox. It is clear. Any question?
No.
Okay, then vendor subrange. If you selected this vendor subrange checkbox, okay, if you selected this vendor subrange checkbox, then only you can use this vendor subrange and plant relevant data. Okay, so this is I just explained last time. If you can refer that video when I'm creating vendor master record and all. So there is a vendor subrange. When I'm creating any of the vendor or somewhere, okay, I'm just go to purchasing data. Okay, so here if there is a not activated, suppose here it is not activated, then vendor subrange tab will not come. So which what is the vendor account group? This is 0001 vendor account group. So let's see what is the 0001 vendor account group. If I go to 0001 vendor account group, I can see that this is not selected. Okay, so this is not, it's not,
When
it's not created. Okay, I'll just go creation. Okay, it's K01. I'll go to creation for that. I'll select this and I'll create one new vendor. Okay, I'll just use a 0001. First time you have to be, when you're creating itself, you have to be enter the details. Yeah, so I'll just go here and I'll just go here, the purchasing data tab. If you see that here vendor subrange it is there, the checkboxes. So at creation level it will come, the subrange. If I just click on the subranges, okay, then you can create your own vendor subrange. If you have the multiple different data, plant relevant data, you can create that plant relevant data in the subrange, and at the plant level you can create. Okay, we just refer that video. We already created this vendor subrange. It's very simple. You just
yes,
create that multiple levels. What level you want to be create, like vendor subrange. Okay? You can define your own kind of vendor subrange. Okay, then you can define that. You can define the different plant level data. Okay, so that what you can do, each vendor subrange level you can maintain the multiple data. Okay, one is if I maintain INR here, you can maintain here currency, like here in this level you can maintain the dollars. Suppose I'm just creating one. Okay, I'm just putting like US. Okay, US supply. Then I'll just save. Okay, I just save this one. I'll go to change. Okay, now I'll go to under subbranch, select this one, go to multiple languages, which language you want to maintain. Okay, then you can you can see now maintain the plan data. Okay, so what is the vendor subbranch which we created? We created US. right? So you can go to yes, then what is the sub range? It is like US supply, then which plant it is like 1000, okay, and you can maintain the data for purchasing and plant, okay. Then you can see now this is in the different purchasing data. Now you can maintain that USD, or you can maintain the euro or USD, whatever. Okay, I can maintain the different incoterms for this one. I can maintain the minimum order value different, salesperson information is different. All this information you can maintain. And if I save this one, okay, now I'll be go again in the change mode. This vendor. Okay, if I go to vendor subrane, okay, then I can see that yes, it is there. Okay, now I can see now if I go different data, just click on this one, then you can see here it is dollar. The main vendor is initially it is created with INR. See here, initially it is created with NR, but when the sub range, okay, from US supply, then it will be like dollars. Okay. So when you creating the purchase orders, when you creating the info record, you must be enter there what is the vendor sub range. Clear?
Yes.
Then the system will be considered whether this vendor is a local vendor or it is from the US vendor. Okay. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the way we can maintain the multiple purchasing data. Even partners also you can define. If you have the partners, different partners are there, you can define your partners, own partners for this subrange. Okay, so this is the way we can define the vendor subrange. Okay, then partner functions. Okay, so partner functions again. I'll go to OMSG. Okay, it is already open. Somewhere it is open. Okay, so here it is open vendor subrange. So you can also define the partners at purchasing organization level, and if you have the vendor sub-branch level, you can define. If it is plant level, you can maintain plant level also. Okay, different partners you can use partner schema. So this is a partner schema. There is a partner determination subject is there. There is a one topic which is like partner determination. So this is also we discussed here. Partner determination, how we'll do. The first level is we'll be creating that multiple partners. If you remember that, we created multiple partners like we have VN, okay, then we have GS, and we have IP, okay, and we have OA, okay, we have PY. What is that? What is the meaning of this? Vendor means main vendor. Then GS means goods supplier. Okay, IP means invoice present by. Who is the invoice present by? Who sending this to you? Okay. Then OA means ordering address, to whom you can order. The order when you creating the purchase order, to whom the information should go. Okay, then pay, to whom you are paying the amount. Okay, and you have one more thing which is like a FA, forwarding agent, which is like a transportation related, right? So this is the multiple partners, no? So these multiple partners, so we have the partner determination functionality. So the first step is first you need to be define that what are the partners you have. Then each partner, okay, partners allowing to the your account group. Okay, so which partners need to be allowed to your group, your account group, because for all account group it is not necessary. Okay, so suppose if it is a services PO is there, service vendor is there, then he will not be, there is no functionality of goods supplier, right? Okay, because he is not supplying any goods. Services, he is providing services, but not sending the any goods. And forwarding agent. Agent for, there is no transportation for the services. Right. So it's kind of different, right? So in that case, we don't need. So which partners it is need to be assigned to the account group. So if I created ZTAT, this is my group. Okay. This is my group. This is the account group. Then I'm just assigning this another account group to VN, I need VN and I need a good supplier and I need invoice present. So if I'm just looking at that only these three is enough for me, then I can go with these three only. So what are the partnerships should be allowed? So when you creating a new account group, you also need to be checked that which partners should be allowed. Clear? Okay. So that where you will do that partner determination. So until here clear? Any have the doubt?
No.
All right. So the partner determination, there is a separate topic it is there. Okay, that we can go to material management. I'll just close this one, logistic general. And I'll go to material management. Then I'll go to purchasing. And I'll go to partners. There is a separate topic, partner determination. Here partner determination is there. Okay. So first you have to define the partner roles. What partner roles you want to be. It might be you can create customize also. Okay. So it is just you can see here there is a type. Okay, number of partner type. So we are using this partner type for SD, MM. Okay, some other mailing address and all we are using PP. Okay, other shipping points, plans. There are so many ways we are using. So when you creating for the vendor, you must be assigned to the LI. Whatever the customized one you created, you must be assigned to your type LI. Okay, clear? Then first you define your partner. Then if it is language dependent, you can define the languages, which language it is relevant. Then define permissible. This is the what I just explained about. Okay. So which partner should be allowed for the which account group. So you can put that define permissible partner roles to the account group. So here you can see that if I created my own group, okay, then I must be assigned that to my GATA. Okay, so VN GATA. So it is not there. So then what you can do, you just create that, assign your vendor account group to my own vendor account group. Clear? So like you can assign that what needs to be allowed, what should not be allowed, and all you can do. Clear? Any questions?
No.
By just assigning this like this one, the functionalities which is required for me. I don't need all, which is I'm just using whatever I'm just planning to use my partner for this account group. I just assign that. Okay. Then
Ravinder,
yeah.
we are doing this VNGS IP. So you have created this one. Is there any standard? I mean, in list we can see that.
Sorry, I didn't get you. What?
No. Um, is this a list where we can see that GN means what, or like we are selecting? So you are
I did.
selecting from the drop down, right?
I'm just selecting drop down. That's right.
Okay, that's what I wanted to
Okay.
understand.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Because there are so many things are there. I'm just
right.
explaining that from vendor point of view. What are it is there? I'm
What
just
is
explaining.
required, right?
Yeah.
Because
This.
I didn't know that VNG. I mean, you told here, but from
Yeah.
there we will get that
Yeah.
reference.
Here it should be FA, but it is showing FS. Okay, but just think about it. If it is FS or FA, okay, it must be FA, forwarding agent, not forwarding service agent. Okay, might be somebody they change,
Yes.
but I just okay, okay, I just assigning to like this one. Okay, so then different partners will be working in the different styles. If I suppose what is the use of this one? If I assign the ordering address, suppose the main vendor is while creating the when I'm creating the PO, if I create a PO, okay, in PO the main vendor is 1000. Okay, that means VN. VN is the my partner, the main vendor. That VN is 1000 vendor. Okay, then if I just put that 1100 is the my ordering address. Okay, then 1200 is the my goods supplier. Okay, so then what it will be happen when you created a PO? The PO will go to ordering address because he is the main point of contact. He will be receiving the order. Okay, so he will be receiving the PO. So when output is generated, the output generated, okay, the printout or mail triggering and all, it will go to the 1100 plan, 1100 vendor, not for a 1000 vendor.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes.
Because the information should be go to the
Relevant.
respect to relevant person.
Right.
Okay, that person is ordering address. Who is the taking person? So this is the 1100 vendor. Then when I am receiving the MIGO and I'm doing the MIGO, okay, we are receiving the goods. Okay, we are goods issued from 1200 vendor, not from 1000 vendor. Okay, so because 1200 is the my goods supplier, he is a goods supplier. So I am receiving the goods from this guy. So in the MIGO it will display the supplier is 1200. Okay, clear?
Yes. While creating vendor, there is one more option, Ravindra. I
Mhm.
mean, contact person, bank details, like that. The
Okay.
contact person, I mean, if we assign this OA,
Mhm.
so the PO
No, no,
will,
no, that is different. Sales
that is,
contact persons are just when you write the order, if you are not getting that order, suppose you are not getting acknowledgement, you are not received any response, then
okay.
to whom you need to contact.
Okay,
Okay,
okay, okay. So it is a
that
single
person.
point of okay.
Yeah, that person.
Okay,
Yes, is a sales point from their end. Okay,
okay.
so like you can define that you are different partner functions. Okay, so you must be assigned to this. Clear?
Yes. And this must be very important.
It depends again. It depends
Okay.
on the client. So every process, okay, it
Hmm.
depends on the client. Okay, so they might be find working for the service related company. Okay,
Hmm.
in the domestic, this normal P2P sector is not important. Service procurement is very important, right?
Yeah.
Because
Right.
he is majorly on services.
Right.
Okay, so it may be like if I consider that trade like what is consultancy. What is the consultancy roles? Okay, the consultancies they will be providing that the resources to the different companies, right? They are onboarding and recruiting, then they will be giving to the uh, third party payroll, they are presenting to the some other companies. Okay, it's like a subcontracting type, contracting type. So in that case, they are providing only service. They are not selling any products. They are not doing any manufacturing, right? They are just recruiting the people. They are giving to the third party. That means for a contract and all, right? Resource. I'm talking about the resource consultancy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like service. So in that case, it is a like only servicing. It's not like any management. Depends on the client how they are proceeding. Everything it will be different. Everything it will be the important. Okay, clear?
Right.
Then that is one. Okay. Then there is a three parts are there. Okay. So the first part is vendor master record level. Okay. So in the vendor master record level, what is the mandatory, what is not mandatory? Out of five is there. Okay, so it is not mandatory every information, because if I just mention that, maybe for some vendors we don't have any separate invoice present by. Okay, some vendors we don't have separate goods supplier. He is the main vendor only supplying all the goods. So what information it is very important, what information it is not important, that mandatory. So that you can go here, then you can see that you can define your own partner schema. Okay, any of that ABCD or to be something for reference. Then you are assigning that it is a mandatory. The field is mandatory. When you creating the vendor bus record, if you put this vendor is mandatory, then you must be enter the vendor partner. That partner should be entered. Okay. If you putting that invoice presenter is mandatory, then you must be enter that invoice presenter. Okay. For entire all the groups, when you assign this partner, when you assign this partner schema, okay, you created this partner schema, right? That partner schema where you are assigned, okay, for that vendor account group, okay, that for that vendor account group, these are the mandatory. And if you put this no change, then it will be grayed out and the system will be automatically proposed that the default what you created vendor, that is the default it will come. So you cannot change that. Okay, clear?
Yes.
So so this partner schemas, whatever you created partner schemas, that partner schemas you are assigning to the your your sorry,
Specific tasks.
your vendor account group. I go to vendor account group level, you are assigning the partner schema. This is the partner schema which I created here. Which partners are mandatory, which partners are not mandatory. Clear? Is that
Okay.
clear?
Yes.
So this is the partner schema we are assigning here. So this is the way controlling that the account group. Okay, this is the way the account group which is controlling the partners. Okay, this is the way the partner. So I can see this is L1, right? This is L1, right? So you can see the L1. Okay. So in the L1, what is defined? What is defined L1 here? If I go to L1, here in the
Right.
L1, they say that the vendor is mandatory, no change. That means whenever I'm using this 0001, I'm creating the vendor. Okay, the partner, vendor partner is the which will come defaultly as a mandate, and it will be no change. So if I will go to XK02, just now I created the PO, right? Sorry, I just created vendor, right? With the
Vendor.
same, I'll just go to partner function. See, default it is coming vendor VN because VN is mandatory here. VN is mandatory, and moreover, it is not able to change. No change. Okay, if I want to change the value also, I cannot change. Okay, it's a
We'll
grade.
make it mandatory. It will automatically display here.
Yeah, it will be create. It will be display automatically. Once it is created, it will be updated the same vendor number as a main vendor.
Okay.
Okay, clear? If I just put this one, suppose let's say I'm just putting this ordering address is mandatory. Okay, I'll just put this one. I'll create one. Okay, so you understand, right? Where is the relationship? Where is the connectivity, right?
Yes.
This is the main connectivity, the partner schema. Okay, that partner schema you are assigned in the your vendor account book as a purchasing order. Okay, now I'll be creating that vendor again. Okay, let's go to XK01 and I'll be creating that again one vendor. Maybe I'll just put something data information. What are it? Maybe I'll just put randomly some data. Wherever there is important fields are there, I'm just updating that. Okay, now see here. I have vendor VN, but that is grayed out because no change. The system it will be take automatically that number. And the ordering address it is asking that. Okay, it's mandatory I just put, so system automatically defining that. So if you have already vendors, suppose my ordering address is different. So in that case, what I can do, I'll just put that whatever I just created just now. What is I just created? MK widget. I will go to MK widget. Just 0001. Yeah, suppose I'm just taking that randomly one vendor number. This is my I'm just putting that XYZ vendor or something which this is the name of vendor. Okay, this is the one vendor number which I'm just taking randomly. So I'm defining this is my ordering address. Okay, clear? So still I can able to edit this one because this is not I didn't put like it is like a no change.
Not
Okay,
none. Right. It's not no
okay,
change.
so you can change. Now whenever I'm using this vendor, okay, whenever I'm using this vendor in the partners, you see that, okay, the partners, if you see that, this is the main vendor and this is the ordering address. So when I'm just trying to create this PO, I'll just create a PO.
What was earlier screen, Ravindra?
Display, that is display.
3.
Yeah, 3. Okay, I'm just entering the details. Okay, what are it? I just trying to enter all the information. So my target was looking into partners. Okay. Okay. So here you can see the partners here, the purchasing data. It is coming defaultly like this is the main vendor and this is the ordering address is different vendor. Okay. So and when I'm just go to messages, okay, if you define for OA, okay, that means it will go to OA. If your partner, the condition record if you maintain for OA, okay, that will go to the particular person OA. That means who will be ordering address that will be go. Okay. So if I just put the OA, okay, who is my vendor? This is the my vendor. Ordering address is 302270. So it will go to that vendor. Okay, clear? So this will be go to 302770. But my main vendor is 302703. This is the main vendor. But ordering address will be okay the person who is 302770. Okay, if you maintain the condition record for the OA, then it will come automatically. This person will receive the order. So like it will be work. Okay, partner function. So like you can define your partners for the main purchasing organization level, and you can define sub range level also. Clear? These are the controls when the account group controls. Any questions? Any questions?
No.
Okay. So this is the what vendor account group. So based on this one, you will be creating the XK01, XK02, XK03. Okay, that vendor creation, display change, and all you can perform. Clear? Any questions?
No.